As we enter a whole new day in trade, let's take a look at the forces that are likely to impact our markets today. Now let's begin with the US handover. We had a very weak day in the US markets yesterday. The Dow at one point was down 950 points. It closed the day down 650 points, posting its worst performance since the 3rd of September. It also closed below 28,000 points for the first time since the October 6th. Now it wasn't just the Dow rather, but it was also the S&P and Nasdaq that fell yesterday. The S&P fell 1.86%, the Nasdaq fell 1.64%. As of this morning, futures on the Dow are currently up a mere 80 points. S&P and Nasdaq futures gained 0.25 and 0.28% respectively. Going down to Asia, stocks are under pressure. The Nikkei from Japan has shed nearly 1% in early trade. The Topix is also down over 1%, 1.21% losses there. The Kospi in South Korea is down 0.5%, and the Australian S&P ASX 200 is down around 1.3%. In Europe, the Stoxx 600 closed down by 1.8%. The technology sector fell 7.4%. Germany's SAP abandoned its medium-term guidance, and the stock plunged nearly 22%. So markets, as far as equities are concerned, definitely looking a bit weak this morning. SGX definitely under pressure, and the Nifty is also likely to remain under pressure today. Let's do a check on two commodities for you as well, oil and gold, and typically it's very interesting to see how these react. Let's also remember all this is happening in the backdrop currently of the stimulus missing. It's still being waited upon. Second, COVID cases have resurged, and in fact we are now back at the highest levels that we saw from the beginning of the virus, and this is in the United States I'm talking about. So that's obviously going to hurt demand outlook. It's going to cripple businesses. It's going to have all kinds of an impact, which is why the markets have also slid off in a sharp way suddenly. So oil, which is very correlated to demand outlook, has now slipped below $40 yet again. So we keep talking about $40 being a critical support for oil. Yesterday, Brent fell to the line, so $1.31 or 3.1% to $40 a barrel. WTI, which is the US benchmark, fell $1.29 or 3.2% to settle at $38.56 per barrel. So they are definitely below 40. Both contracts fell almost 2.5% last week. Gold, spot gold was up 0.1% to $1,904 per ounce. US gold futures settled mostly unchanged at $1,905 per ounce. So they'll also be acting up now as equities underperform and as equities get more and more volatile leading up to the election. You might see gold show a little bit of a sharp uptick. So let's keep an eye out for that. This was the global cues. Nifty likely to open and remain under pressure today.